Assalamualaikum. Today we're gonna present, design and build a small network. My team members is Muhammad Syami Afiq bin Muhammad Suhaimi, nombor metik 32 DDT 21F1016, and saya Fakrul Amin bin Isamuddin, nombor metik 32 DDT 21F1036. Nama pensyarah Nuraini Simon. Okay, this is network design. We have PC1, S1 as a router, and S1 as a switch, R1 as a router. Next, IP address configuration, IPv4. For the R1 switch, we have interface FA00, IP address 192.168.1.1, and subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Ref gateway default. And PC1, we have interface default, IP address 192.198.1.2. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and default gateway same default too. Okay, next I will pass to Shami.
Next, show command verification. Step 1, establish a hyper-terminal season to router 1. Step 2, enter privileged access mode router to enable router hashtag. Step 3, enter global figuration mode router hashtag figuration terminal. Enter figuration commands 1 per line and with CNTL Ctrl/Z router configure hashtag. Step 4. Figure the router name as R1. Enter the command host name R1 at the prompt. Router configure hashtag hostname R1 config hashtag. Step 5. Disable DNS lockup. Disable DNS lockup with the no IP domain lockup command R1 config hashtag no IP domain lookup. R1 config hashtag. Step C, configure the Excel mode password. Configure the Excel mode password using the enable secret password command, the class for the password. R1 config hashtag enable secret class. R1 config hashtag. Step 7, configure a message of the day banner. Configure a message of the day banner using the banner mod R1 config hashtag banner mod n. Enter text message n with the character n, and then authorizer access only. R1 config hashtag. Step 8, configure the console password on the router using Cisco as the password. When you are finished, it's from line configuration mode. R1 config hashtag line console 0 R1 config dash line hashtag password Cisco R1 config line hashtag login R1 config line hashtag easy R1 config hashtag. Step 9, configure the password of the virtual terminal lines. Use Cisco as the password. When you are finished, exit from line figuration mode. R1 config hashtag line VTY0 for R1 config line hashtag password Cisco R1 config line hashtag login R1 config line hashtag easy R1 config hashtag. Step 10, configure the fast internet 0/0 interface. Configure configure the fast internet 0.0 interface with the IP address 192.168.1.1/02024. R1 config hashtag interface fast internet 0/0. R1 config if hashtag IP address 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. R1 config if hashtag no shutdown. Step 11, return to privilege Excel mode. Use the end command to return to privilege Excel mode. R1 config if hashtag n R1 hashtag. Step 12, save the R1 configuration. Save the R1 configuration using the copy running config setup. Setup config command. R1 hashtag copy running config setup config building configuration OK R1 hashtag. Next, I will pass to Fakrul.
Okay, for this step we have iOS command line interface. R1 copy running config startup config. Destination file name setup config. Building configuration is okay, and R1 hashtag. This one is iOS command line interface. We have the step all here. We put password and login details all. Yes. And yes. Capstone we have PC1, S1, switch 1, and router 1. The all connection is fine. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay.